Hello everyone, my name is Diana and I'm a marketing strategist at Turum-burum. Welcome to my webinar. Today I would like to tell you about how you can increase your website's e-commerce conversion rate non-stop. But before we start, I would like to know where you are all from and what do you all do for a living. So if you want, please go ahead and enter your country and job position in the comments below so that I had a better idea what information will be most relevant for you. Okay, so while you are writing in the comments, I will tell you more about our company. If you haven't heard of Turum-burum before, our company has been developing and designing interfaces for the last 12 years. And 12 out of top 30 Ukrainian top e-commerce brands has been designed and launched by our designers. And you see that more than 300 design projects are in our portfolio. And according to the manifest, our company is in the top 100 conversion optimization services in the world. You can also see here our case studies like Intertop, Antoshka, Baku Electronics. And as you understand, we are focused on conversion rate optimization and increasing KPIs and conversion rate with the help of UX/UI changes. And here you see our projects where we managed to increase conversion rate and other KPIs. So let's see who we have today on our webinar. Okay, hello Tracy from Canada, nice to meet you. Okay, I don't know your name. Hello, somebody from Poland. Nice to meet you. Welcome to my webinar. Okay, so let's move on. So the first thing I'd like to tell you is about the key principle of effective e-commerce strategy. And it is the following. Usually in the whole world there is a problem. Business owners see e-commerce projects as a point-in-time static solution, and after they get a new website they don't consider that they should work on its design anymore, and this is a real problem that should be solved. Because markets' preferences evolve, behavior patterns of users changed, and lots of other factors influence your e-commerce project. So you need a roadmap of your project that will be developing all the time, and it should be a living, breathing entity that's constantly updated with new data. So let me tell the key principle like this. Stop seeing e-commerce as a static solution and start see it as a product on a journey, as a dynamic process, as a continuously evolving organism. That means that you should constantly optimize your e-commerce project. But talking about optimization, we usually know that business owners invest in Google, Facebook advertising, in email marketing, social media marketing, and other marketing activities. You usually invest in technical support, but why don't you optimize the interface? Because it's really important, and sometimes this potential is underestimated. Because why don't you analyze users' behavior constantly? Why don't you try to find the reason why your users are leaving your website without making a purchase? So let's take a look at this question closer. As you know, conversion rate optimization is a global trend, and keyword conversion rate, the popularity of the keyword conversion rate optimization according to Google Trends is increasing every year. So you can see it from this screenshot from Google Trends. And there are lots of approaches for conversion rate optimization, but the potential of conversion rate optimization, lots of business owners don't understand. So the next slide I want to show you the magic formula, how you can calculate your revenue increase. So this way you can find out what is your website potential. So let's imagine that we can increase conversion rate by 13%. According to this formula, you will need to know your current conversion rate, your average number of online users per month, average order value, and current online monthly revenue. You can say that, of course, revenue increase is directly proportional to conversion rate increase, but this formula can help you to take into consideration lots of other factors like average order value, for example. And you might ask why we take 13%. I can tell you, because 13% increase in conversion is a minimum increase that we usually have after website optimization of our e-commerce projects that Turum-burum work with. So now let's see an example. It's an example from our practice, so it's a real online store. We just don't tell you the name of the store because of NDA, but you can see the inputs. So the traffic is 400,000 users per month. Conversion rate is about 3.75%. Number of conversions is 15,000. Average order value $50 and monthly revenue $750,000. Let's imagine that we increased conversion rate by 13%. So traffic stays the same. Conversion rate is now 4.24%. Number of conversions 16,950. Average order value stays the same, let's imagine, but it can change also because we can also influence on average order value, for example, with cross-selling and upselling instruments. But here, let's imagine that it stays the same. And you see that monthly revenue increased, and now it's $847,500. So, what we can say that within a month, thanks to UX UI changes, we increased conversion rate by 13%, and we have a revenue increase of $97,500, and this only thanks to the website redesign. So now you should be able to see your website's potential. Using this formula, you can calculate, I'll return to this slide, you can calculate what revenue increase you might get within a month. So the importance of conversion rate optimization, you see yourself. But now let's discuss how to start improving the user interface, because there are lots of approaches. So I'm gonna tell you about two of them. The first approach is, we call it revolutionary website redesign, because it's like complete website redesign. And if you don't improve your website, if you don't pay attention on its interface, that means that you will end up having a complete redesign every 5 years. So in the graphical representation, you can see this process on the left side of the slide. But there is another approach. We call it evolutionary approach. And the main idea is that you constantly develop in your website, so you regularly make improvements and changes in UX UI, and that helps you to be among top websites in your niche all the time. So I'll tell you in more detail. So let's take a look at the case study Baku Electronics. It's an example of the revolutionary website redesign, and I'll tell you how this works in action. Baku Electronics is the leader of electronics and household equipment market in Azerbaijan, and their website experiences more than 130 visits per month. This online store exists about 25 years on the market, and there are more than 19 offline stores. So this is a chain of offline stores, and there are more than 60 brands that are represented in this online store. So it's a huge project. But let's see what interface they had. So you can see the screenshot from their previous website. And as you see, it was outdated, the style was outdated, and the site technologies were really outdated. And we noticed lots of usability errors. So the result was that it was a really low percentage of online sales and a lack of accurate web analytics data. It was a problem with analytics on this web page. So we decided to dramatically change this website, and we conducted complete redesign. So you can see the screenshot how this website looks like now. We created over 120 prototypes and 130 design pages. New technology was implemented, Modix. We created a more convenient way for users to choose and purchase products. And as a result, we increased the number of orders by 5 times. You can see the feedback of our friend Nizami, the head of e-commerce of Baku Electronics, who was really happy with the results. But this approach, revolutionary redesign, has lots of disadvantages. It is not ideal for every business, because if you have a working online store that is quite effective, but you want to improve it to increase the conversion rate, you don't need to completely redesign the website. You might have step-by-step, gradually improvements that can lead to conversion increase. So let's talk about another approach, which we call evolutionary site redesign. And the main idea that it is continuous step-by-step improvement of the interface and correction of critical mistakes without total website redesign, so that the traffic could convert better and generate larger revenue. This approach enables you to constantly optimize the efficiency of your online store and increase conversion non-stop. If to speak about what place the ESR approach occupies among UX UI and conversion rate optimization, I can say that it combines some UX UI expertise and conversion rate optimization tactics. And the process in general looks like this. First of all, it is a preparational phase where usability experts analyzes business goals and tasks, conduct niche research, and so on and so forth. So they analyze target audience and conduct other preparational activities. Then UX analyst analyzes analytical data from Google Analytics and thanks to events from Tag Manager, analyzes interface and trying to find critical mistakes in the interface. The next stage is development of hypothesis. And usually we go from the most critical hypothesis to the less critical. So from those that influence conversion the most, and then we go to the other. So we create UX UI solutions for every hypothesis and conduct A/B testing if there is enough traffic on the website. Then there is an implementation phase. And if this implementation phase is on the side of a client, we usually conduct, it's usually under the supervision of our designer. And after all the new UX UI solutions are implemented, we conduct performance measurement. I know it might sound a little bit complicated, so let's see 3 illustrative examples that you can also utilize to improve your business. So I'll show you 3 online stores which increase their conversion rate with the help of conversion rate optimization and UX UI changes. First of them is Argo. What I'd like to tell you about Argo. It's a very huge online store, clothing company that represents such brands in Ukraine as Benetton, Mango, Scotch and Soda, Orsay, Veromoda, Lee Cooper, and so on. So there are more than 52 offline stores of this company. And we started working on the Argo project with the product card analysis. And you can see on this slide the previous product card. And the main change that we decided to do is to work with the call to action button, because as you see, call to action button by now is gray, and the color is not very noticeable for the user. So we decided to work with this and to make it brighter and to attract more attention, to attract more users' attention. There were also lots of other mistakes. For example, you see that the text is not well organized, and there are some problems with duplicates of headers. So you can see the result of conversion rate optimization of this page. And the conversion rate doubled actually after we made not only, I can say that some very simple changes. So as you see, we decided to make a call to action button red instead of gray, and this red color is also used in the logo of Argo, and we think that this influenced the most on conversion rate increase because we made the call to action button more noticeable for the user. And I want to also to tell you about the second example. It is also concerning Argo company. We noticed that you see that icon that looks like a bag. So when you add something to a cart, there is an icon of a bag. So we conducted a research because for Ukrainian market, icon of a bag is unusual. And that's what we found out. A bag is an object where you place your items after you have made a purchase. Bags give users the impression that they already bought an item and can't change their minds. And a cart is an object that you use to collect items. It gives users the impression that they are free to put in and take out items if they don't want them. So there is less pressure on the user if when they add items to their cart. So that was the main reason why we decided to change the icon from bag to cart. So here are the results. These are the results. The cart icon generated an increase of conversion rate by 55%. So you can see the icon of a bag before and how it looks like now. So as you see, such simple changes in UX UI can help you to improve conversion, significantly improve your conversion rate. So let's go to another case study, conversion rate optimization using ESR approach for Infoshina. Infoshina has been one of the leading Ukrainian retailers of car tires and rims since 2013, and their website, every month their website experiences more than 600,000 visits per month. So it's also a big brand, and the company is an official dealer of Michelin, Goodyear and Bridgestone and lots of other brands. So let's see. We also started here from the product card, because we thought that it is the major decision-making spot in the user flow. And you can see that the first screen is before and the second screen is after optimization. So what we did, we noticed that the call to action button buy, it is green color here, is on the top of the screen. But we thought that it could be not really convenient for the user, because it's much easier for the thumb to reach the button if it is at the bottom of the screen. That's why you see that we changed this button the location of this button from the top to the bottom. And we also got rid of some extra not necessary blocks and made some not so significant changes. As you see, according to A/B testing results of the mobile version of Infoshina online store, the micro conversion, add to cart micro conversion from the product page increased by 85%. And you can see this slide about statistical significance of this A/B testing. So you see that it didn't happen randomly by chance. And the next example is also concerning Infoshina. Here you can also see some screenshots before and after. We made the product photo bigger, so we continued working on a product card, and it was like a second phase of conversion rate optimization. We made the product photo bigger, we structured the information better than before, you can see it below. And according to A/B testing results, the add to cart micro conversion from the product cart increased by 13%. And you can also see the slide about statistical significance. So it is written here that you can be 99% confident that this result is a consequence of the changes you made. And the last example about Infoshina. So you can see also the interface before and the interface after. What we did. You can see that before there were two buttons on the checkout page. First button, blue button, is place order, and the second button, continue shopping. We thought that user can go further and continue shopping without finishing the purchase. So we decided to get rid of that button. And as you see after the changes, you see that we left only one button in the interface, place order, and we decided to make it brighter to make it more noticeable for the user. So you see that we changed the color from blue to green, and to make easier for the user to continue shopping, we located an icon, a close icon X at the top right hand corner. So micro conversion from the cart to checkout increased by 14.8% after we left only one prioritized button, place order. And we continue working with Infoshina even now. And the last case study that I'd like to tell you is Intertop. It's a very famous fashion retailer in Ukraine, and not only in Ukraine. And I can tell you more about Intertop because it experiences more than 3.5 million total visits per month, and it has lots of awards. Like International Fashion Operator of the Year, and so on and so forth. So it's a famous marketplace now in Ukraine, and we have been working with Intertop for more than 3 years already. So let's start from the evolution of the product card. As I said, we have been working for 3 years, and that's why we have been working on product cart, we had two phases of optimization of the product cart. This how the product cart looked like before the UX UI changes. So you can see some mistakes here. For example, the brand name was unclickable, so the user couldn't click to the brand name and see all the products of this brand. It was really inconvenient. There was lots of text. There were lots of texts on the pages of product cart that were not very useful for the user, and they were made for search engine optimization. You see also that the button buy was out of the scope of the user's view. Their details were somewhere lost somewhere in the interface, and users couldn't find them. And one more important thing, that you couldn't zoom in the image and to make it bigger, to click on it and make it bigger. It was a real problem for the user. And as you see, the result of the first optimization was the following. Conversion rate from the product cart to the cart increased by 31%. And you can see what has changed. The brand logo became clickable. You can zoom the photo now, zoom in the photo now and make it bigger and see the details of the product. The buy button is within the scope of the user's view, so you can click it very easily. And their information is well organized now, so you can find the details easily and so on and so forth. But this was in 2018. And then we got new tasks from Intertop company. And because the company was developing, and in 2019 target audience has become younger, mobile patterns prevail, so we should bridge the gap between the web and mobile application that the company had. The company was also scaling their business, and a new section appeared, beauty section. The content policy also was updated, so you see this screenshot on the slide. There are labels 20% sale and online exclusive. These labels were overlapping the photo because previous photos were like products on the white background, and now Intertop decided to use models on the photos, and now you see that this problem appeared. And we also got a task to reduce the number of product returns because of the wrong size, and we had to think about how we can solve this problem through the interface. And this is the result of the second optimization phase. So you can see how we solved all these tasks, problems in the desktop version of the website, and conversion rate increased. Conversion rate from the product cart to the cart increased by 12%. So you see that now we have two photos of the product from different angles. You see that those labels that were overlapping photos now are located on the right side, at the right side of the screen. And you see that we had to put logo of the brand on the product page, and breadcrumbs were also hidden on the photo. But the most significant changes were in mobile version, and conversion rate from the product cart to the cart here increased by 38%. And you see the result. You see that product photo changed. Labels are below the photo now, and they are not overlapping the photo, and buy button is sticky. And you see that navigation is at the bottom now because of mobile trends, because it is more similar to mobile application. And as you remember, the target audience became younger, the new generation of customers. Intertop was targeting at the newer generation of customers that were really like a bit younger than previous. And you see that this product card was suitable for beauty products also. And I want also to show you how we solved the problem and reduced the number of product returns. So we decided to do like one more checkup in the interface. So when the user is adding the product to the product cart, he sees this pop-up, and he must confirm the size and the color of the product of shoes that he or she chose. You can also scroll down and read all the details of the product, and as the button is sticky, you can always continue the purchase. So, and as a result, 82% of the users on mobile added the product to the cart using this fixed button, so having confirmed the size before. So we understood that this feature is really popular and users like it. And I want to tell more about bottom navigation because it was a very important change in UX UI for Intertop, because as you see, navigation was at the top. The previous navigation was at the top, and now it's at the bottom. And all this was connected with that fact that Intertop was developing a mobile application. So the web should have been closer to the mobile version. And here is the whole evolution of the product cart. So you can see how within 3 years we increased conversion rate at first by 31% and then by 12% more if we are talking about desktop version. And I want to also show you the evolution of pop-up cart of Intertop. The story is the same. So this is the screenshot from the previous design of the Intertop's website, and you see that there were lots of mistakes in pop-up cart. For example, you see that button, green button, it was said there add to cart, but you are already in a cart. So it was it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. And you see that cross-selling tool here. So when you're buying shoes, they suggest you to buy cream for shoes. But there is written there that cream has size, but you know that it's concerning on the only shoes. So it was really, it didn't make sense also. So we decided to optimize this pop-up cart. And here is the result of the first optimization phase. You see that now the interface looks cleaner, and you see that we added cross-selling instrument. Now you can buy shoes, cream, and you see the final price. Here you can click and go to checkout. We changed the button, go to checkout, and you see the price of your products. So everything is understandable and well organized. And you can see the results of A/B testing. According to these results of the A/B test, the conversion rate increased by 54%. But in 2019, we got new tasks for optimization because, as I said, Intertop company is always developing, and this is really good. So because we added cross-selling and upselling tools, the average order value increased, and pop-up cart couldn't accommodate all the items. So it was, if you add more than 3 items to the cart, you can't see the call to action button. It is somewhere below and you need to scroll to it. It was really inconvenient. Intertop also changed their bonus program, and we had to emphasize this somewhere in the interface. And there were some problems with the selection of the product size and quantity. So this is how we solved these problems. You see the results of the second optimization. Its conversion rate increased by 27% in mobile and 14% in desktop version. And you see now even if you have more than 3 items in your product cart, you can scroll them and look through all the items, but your call to action button will always be within the scope of the user's view. It is always there, it is green, and you don't need to try to find it somewhere in the interface. You also see that hexagon. This is how we emphasized the bonus program, and we solved the problem with size and quantity, product size and quantity. So now they are different, and users are not confused where to put number of size and where to put number of quantity of items they want to buy. And in mobile you see that the same was done. It is a sticky button at the bottom that is always that the user always see, and there are some cross-selling, upselling instruments and bonus program, so it became more convenient for the users. And to sum up the story about Intertop, I can tell you that within these 3 years, first year we increased the conversion rate by 55%, and the second year we increased the conversion rate by 10.5% more in COVID year actually. So we are very happy with the results, and Intertop also, and we continue working together. So maybe the next webinar will be about our new achievements, I hope. So this is all about examples, and now let's think how to start improving the user interface, so how you can start with your business. So first of all, you have to determine where you are now, whether you need complete redesign or you can go you can continue improving your website using evolutionary site redesign, so using conversion rate optimization tactics. So you should find this point where you are. And I recommend you, even if you need a complete website redesign, just start it, do it, and then continue improving your website following the ESR approach. Then your website will be among top websites in your niche, and you will not have that problems that your website is not relevant anymore for the user. What tools you can use? This is a small list of the tools that we usually use. The whole list is much more larger, bigger, but at least try these tools. Google Optimize for A/B testing, Google Analytics for monitoring analytical data, Google Tag Manager that will help you to set up events for Google Analytics and set up other tools. Google Forms, because it's free and it's easy to use for collecting users' feedback and to analyze your target audience. Playerdy and Hotjar, these are two very useful tools that can help you to see the behavior of users through heat maps, scroll maps, and they can conduct video recordings what your users do on your website. You can also read the full story about Intertop on the website of Hotjar, so you can find about how we increased the conversion rate by 55%. And to sum up, let's sum up the 3 main thoughts that I want to tell you. First of all, e-commerce is a constantly evolving organism. Don't forget this, and always optimize your e-commerce project, not only working with marketing but also with interfaces. The second thought is focus only on the key performance indicators of your interface, and don't think about how beautiful it is. Don't listen to someone's opinion. Don't be guided by anyone's opinion, because effectiveness is the main criteria. And the third, start from the usability audit. So you should understand where to go, what approach to choose, and then start improving your interface step by step. At least find the critical mistakes that you have in your interface. Prioritize hypotheses, what will be your first step, next step, and so on and so forth, and continue improving your interface. Do it continuously. So this is it. This is everything that I wanted to tell you. And let's see what questions do we have. Okay. Did you test all the 130 versions? No, of course not, because we will need lots of resources for this. And as I understood, you're talking about Baku Electronics. And Baku Electronics, it was a complete revolutionary website redesign, and it was impossible to conduct A/B testing there because it was a real problem with analytics. And at first time, it was a lack of traffic for A/B testing. But we measured the results after the implementation. I hope I answered your question. So let's see the next question. How do you measure the changes in the conversion rate and other KPI? At what periods do you compare them? As it was said, we measure the changes with the help of A/B testing, and we take into consideration statistical significance. And we try usually to take that periods when there is no advertising and there are no other factors that can influence the result. And if it is impossible to conduct A/B testing, we usually take 2 weeks before the changes and 2 weeks after the changes, and we compare this data, as I said, taking into consideration some factors that can influence the website traffic. Okay, do we have any more questions? Okay, so if we don't have any questions, thank you very much that you were with me today. Thank you that you listened to our webinar. I wish you high conversions. I hope you liked the webinar. And if you want, please subscribe to our newsletter. You can write me your questions on Facebook if you forgot to ask something. So, see you.